Yo guys, before I get started, dude, check this out. I got some brand new artwork for the channel. It is me and a sneasel and a skateboard, and I'm so excited about it. And this dude Christian did it from Poland, and he is a rockin' artist. I'll put his link to his deviant art in the description below, but check this out. I am just so unbelievably stoked on this artwork and how it turned out. It's going to be the new icon for Darium's Competitive, also on my Twitter and on my Facebook. I'm just in love with this thing. This thing just looks so cool. It's everything I could have dreamed it to be, and I think Christian did an excellent job kind of seeing my vision through with this artwork. So shout out to Christian. Thank you for the new artwork. You are the man. He is also the dude who did that awesome Mystique playmat that I commissioned that I'm going to be selling through my Etsy shop this weekend. So on with the show. What's up, everybody? Mahone here with Darren's Competitive Pokemon, and something's off here. Oops. Okay, here we go. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Andrew Mahone here. Going to be playing a game on PTCGO today, and I want to try one with Zoroark Golisopod. I don't give this deck nearly enough love or nearly enough airtime, considering how good it is and how popular it is, and the fact that it just won one of the largest regional championship. I think the largest regional championship ever held. I should probably be giving this deck a little more airtime. So, gonna give it another shot. I mean, truth be told, I have not spent a lot of time testing this deck on tabletops as well. It just doesn't do it for me. I don't like that it doesn't really have the same one-hit KO options that a lot of other decks do have. I do think that it's positioned pretty well. You know, grass is a good off type for Zoroark to have, and because the Zoroark engine is just so busted, you could draw into your Mew counter like anytime you really want to. So it's just a very good, very solid deck with a lot of different options, and I do expect it to see a lot of play at the Charlotte Regional Championships as well. Speaking of regional championships, the Costa Mesa Regional Championships just concluded. Shout out to Igor Costa, who's able to win that one. Again, 2 regional championships in the same year. Very impressive performance from Igor, and was able to take down the busted Zoroark deck in the finals. So that was super cool that he was able to win with Drampa Garbodor. The same, similar list, I think, to what he ended up playing at Dallas, but also really cool to see a bunch of people playing Buzzwole, Lycanroc, rocking a similar list to what I played at Dallas. I know Michael Pramwat played it, Rahul Reddy played it, and some other people as well. It was really cool to see that go down too, and to see some people show that list some love. Now we've got ourselves a pretty awkward hand here for sure, and it looks like I'm playing a Golisopod Zoroark Mirror, so this is just peachy. This is fantastic. All right, let's start out by Ultra Balling away. I think we get rid of our Golisopod and our Field Blower, and we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go get ourselves a Lele and Lele for Bridget, and then we're gonna sit with the 2 Zoroarks and my Lele and my max potion in hand, and then the following turn I'll just get to trading. I only have 1 Bridget in deck. That's pretty wacky, but at least we got 1, and we're gonna go for Bridget and just get ourselves 2 Zoroarks or 2 Zorua, and I think probably a Wimpod as well. But I did just discard one of my Golisopods, but I do have another one in here. So I think we go for the Wimpod too, just to have that as an option. And then next turn, we're just going to get to trading. I'm not going to bother using my Puzzle of Time, and I don't think that I bother retreating either, though I could retreat into my Tapu Lele just to make sure that this Tapu Koko does not get knocked out. That could be good. And then just max potion the Tapu Lele once it gets hit as well. However, if my opponent does get a turn 2 Choice Band, DCE, Evolution, and Crossing Cut my Lele, like that would really hurt. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to wait a little bit longer, save my resources. If the Koko gets knocked out, the Koko gets knocked out. That's fine. I can offer up my opponent that 1 odd prize and then just try to wall with GXs the rest of the game. Now, this being a mirror match should be kind of long, should be kind of grindy, and definitely could come down to just resource management here. Who makes better uses of their puzzles of time? It's nice to see my opponent having discarded a puzzle already. That plays in my favor for sure. What did I have to discard? I had to get rid of a Golisopod, Field Blower. That's fine. I can get those things back, no problem. definitely want to be making sure that we're making the most use of our puzzle of times, and then also healing the most using Acerola more than anybody else and things like that. My opponent did get the stand-in Zoroark here, so they're limiting their own draw by only having one copy of Zoroark GX out, but they are going to put the pressure on here and Mind Jack for knockout, taking that one prize. I'm actually okay with this because this just gives me an out to take an easy prize here on my opponent while also establishing a more solid board position with 2 Zoroark GX. So I think that I start out here just by trading away the Guzma. So let's do that and then see what we get off of that. I'm not going to play the second Zoroark down yet just to see what we get in this hand. And we do have a Lele and an Enhanced Hammer, but I think that I'm not going to play that Enhanced Hammer because I kind of plan on knocking this thing out. I could go for Lele for Mallow for DCE, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Mallow for DCE and a backup supporter, and that way I just have the knockout. I kind of like that just to get myself a little established. So let's just go ahead and do that. Yep, so let's go get ourselves we could get a Mallow, and do I have a Mallow in deck? No, I do not have Mallow in deck. I should have checked for that, but that's fine. I was going to end up Leleing for a supporter no matter what we did. We are just now in a scenario where we definitely need to draw. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My opponent's got 7 cards in hand. Could end them, but I'm not too worried about that yet. And I think I'm just going to save my Enhanced Hammer for later in the game. That's definitely a valuable resource. So let's just Cynthia first, and then we'll try to trade if we do not hit our double colorless, which we have not. Okay, so let's Evo Soda here, evolve that Wimpod into Golisopod, and then trade away, I think, my other Field Blower, though, obviously gonna want to keep those in case my opponent does something like Parallel. And we didn't get it. So, yeah, we're kind of just stuck here, but we do have Max Potion in hand. So, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 19. I mean, they could do a lot of damage with this Zoroark here, but I feel like I had to put that Zorua down just to be able to get another Zoroark into play. I do not plan on allowing this Zoroark to live through the turn again. Now, I will be kind of salty if they have like Kukui in hand or something like that. That would be a real bummer, but I don't think this deck really plays Kukui, so I wasn't really expecting the knockout there. They also don't play cheeky things like the Weavile version will sometimes play. What am I saying? The Weavile version will sometimes play the Stadium to get an extra damage boost with the Devoured Field or something like that, but that would have only gotten them 200 damage, so they would have had to get Kukui there. So I definitely like the Zorua drop on the bench just because I'm walling with this thing. If they had Guzma, Choice Band, they would have been able to knock out a Lele or something like that anyway. I just wasn't super worried about it. I don't know. Maybe the Guzma was a valid concern. Maybe I should have been a little more concerned there. But it is going to pay off here because I have knockout in hand with Acerola. So this is great because I'm going to get to trade first, draw some more cards, and then start to turn through what my opponent's got going on. So let's do that. I'm going to bounce this thing up with Acerola. I probably should have traded first, but that's fine. we out here. This is fine. No problems. Let's go ahead and trade away the Ultra Ball. Should have traded first, but that's just fine. I forgot to be honest, and that happens sometimes when I'm talking. So we'll get 2 trades, but the cool thing there, I could have traded before the Acerola, bounced the card up with Acerola, and then traded 2 more times to guarantee myself 3 trades this turn, but I honestly don't really want to get rid of any of these resources in my hand. I can get rid of the Wimpod, so actually I'll trade away that Wimpod too and see what I get off of these here, Field Blower and Zorua. That is fine. So let's just go ahead and I think we Enhanced Hammer that Zoroark there on the bench and then knock out the active, and we're in a pretty good spot here. My opponent's only got 3 cards in hand, so their hand size is definitely smaller than mine. I have no damage in play now. If they don't evolve that Wimpod, taking out that Wimpod is a valid option for me to go on to even prizes and avoid some sort of Acerola maneuver or something like that. But you can see that my opponent is going to be at a disadvantage just not having 2 Zoroark GX in play and having limited draw. I mean, getting only 1 trade a turn, it's not all that good, especially when I could have gotten 3 trades last turn. But, that's just like I'm asserting like my board position and my power over my opponent right now. Even though they came out swinging with that stand-in Zoroark, it didn't end up mattering, and they were not able to capitalize on those plays early. Now, to change the subject here while my opponent plays their turn and does this puzzle maneuver here. Did anybody watch Nintendo Direct? And Nintendo Direct was insane. Just got done watching it on my Switch. It was totally nuts. I can't believe it. Crash Bandicoot coming to the Nintendo Switch. That is awesome. Also, a re-release of Luigi's Mansion. I love Luigi's Mansion. They are my favorite Mario-themed games of all time. Definitely love it. The Dark Moon or whatever version of Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS is like one of my favorite games. I love that game, so it was super cool. And I actually have Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, so it was cool to see that get released for the 3DS. So definitely looking forward to the original GameCube version being available. All right, back to game time here momentarily, but we'll come back to Nintendo Direct because that was nuts. So I can promote a Lele, put a Floatstone on it, something like that. That probably seems fine, but we'll probably just put the Floatstone on the Zoroark just to give ourselves some options here. I can drop the Zorua. I'm gonna just drop that Zorua again. That seems fine. My opponent was able to go to 2 prizes. I think I just knock out their bench Zorua and continue to limit their draw power. That probably seems the best to me, and I think I'm just going to do it with a Zoroark. That definitely seems like the strongest play here. I don't necessarily want to get rid of anything in my hand, but I do want to draw more cards. Let's trade away that grass energy. I don't think I'm going to need that, because I already have a grass on my Golisopod. And then let's trade away another grass energy. I think like the cards we're looking for are really puzzles and like max potion. This is what we want. And that choice band. Because now I can take out I could choice band my Golisopod and take out a Lele or something like that with a Guzma. So I'm going to bring up the Zorua and bring up my Zoroark here, and I'm just going to take this thing out, leave all these cards in my hand, and I'm just going to take this out with Riotous Beating. Now, the reason I'm doing that, put myself on even prizes as well. I have, and then I'm also maintaining my superior board state over my opponent. My opponent's draw is going to be limited, keeping them to only 1 copy of Zoroark GX, and then hopefully I can pull off a power play next turn where I crossing cut a Lele or something like that and go down to 2 prizes and just kind of assert a stronger board and a stronger prize lead on my opponent. It's going to be very difficult for them to be able to whip something up here. Now, they could have done the same to me. They could have attached a DC to their Golisopod, Choice Band, and Guzma, but that's going to be a lot harder for them to pull off with only 1 copy of Zoroark GX. Likewise, if I let that Zorua stay on the bench, then my opponent could have gone something like DCE and Choice Band and evolve into stand-in Zoroark and Guzma and knock out one of my Leles as well. So let's see what we got going on here. Got some critical damage on a Zoroark GX. I'm looking at a Lele though to see if maybe we can get some puzzles in hand or something like that. At the very least, I'll just go in an Acerola and then hit into this Zoroark, and that's fine. So let's trade away that Mew. We're definitely not going to need that. And we got 2 cards, 1 puzzle. That's good to see. I can Ultra Ball for another Zoroark, but we may end up doing the Acerola play, in which case that probably is not necessary. So let's trade away the N, probably. N is really good right now since my opponent's board is not as established. They have also not played a Parallel City on me yet. So I'm probably fine getting rid of that field blower. I don't feel like I need it, but the end. Let's just get rid of the end. I'm fine getting rid of the end. I have another end in hand, so let's trade away that. And now we have double puzzle and Zoroark. So we have everything we want here. I could just go in and crossing cut my opponent, bring some cards back into my hand. I think, yep, I do have choice band here. So I think that we're going to do that, though we do leave my opponent in a pretty decent spot there. But after I crossing cut, then I really would like the max potion. That would be good. And it's not totally out of the question. I might be able to trade into it again. So I'm going to get the third Zoroark out. And then let's go here and choice band. And then we're going to go for the Guzma crossing cut. But let's trade one more time. Let's just trade away that Ultra Ball and see what we get here. If I get a max potion, that'd be fan. Oh my gosh, this is insane. That was a perfect draw off that trade. So we get to max potion the Zoroark, and now we're really establishing our board position. So let's put 2 cards from our discard pile into our hand. I can't play the parallel this turn because if I do play the parallel, then let's see, we want Guzma, and then what else do we want? We probably want another Guzma, to be honest. Let's see, Guzma, and then show playmat real quick. I can enhanced hammer away their DCE too. Like that would be pretty good, but that might be like a little greedy as well. Let's see. I have plenty of DCE in deck, to be honest. Sure, let's just make life like a little bit harder for them and also enhanced hammer and just really go for it here. Let's get that Lele out into the active position. Bring out my Golisopod, enhanced hammer that benched Zoroark, make them hurt a little bit. They've only got one Zoroark in play, so that is I can't play the parallel, like I said. There's no point in paralleling my own Lele's away. No point, if I reduce my own damage this turn, I'm not going to get the knockout, so I can't do that. So let's just go ahead and crossing cut GX, and then we're going to throw up a Zoroark. I like that. I have the Floatstone in hand, so I'm going to be able to bring that dude back to the bench. And now I've just got to take 2 more prizes, take a commanding lead with that play. My opponent, in order to keep up, would have to go Guzma crossing cut on one of my Lele's. If they do that, though, then they leave me with this huge hand, and it looks like that is what they're going for here. But they leave me with this huge hand. They don't even have it. Oh my goodness. And I am going to lose this hand, but I do have 3 Zoroarks in play to my opponent's 1. So I'm going to draw out of this just fine, where my opponent is kind of going to be struggling to find the resources they need to close this one out. Wonder if they will even end up hitting the Floatstone or the DCE that they need to attack. They may end up even having to pass. Nope, they clutched the DCE, so they are going to ride a speeding, but not even for full damage. They only have 2 cards in hand. You guys are really going to get to see the hand advantage here of just having more Zoroarks in play, especially when the game comes down to the wire here. So let's start by trading away that Wimpod. We do not need that. And then let's see here. I want to trade away an N as well. I'm looking for an Acerola or something like that to where I could just bounce this thing up and conserve even more resources. So let's trade away the N, see if we get anything here. And then I've got Guzma. I could Guzma up something on my opponent's side. That doesn't really seem necessary. I think I just go for the attack here. I'll probably just attach to the active and then Cynthia. That seems like the most reasonable thing to do. And then if my opponent does not Acerola this thing up, then they're going to lose next turn. If they don't Acerola or Max Potion, they'll probably end up losing the game. So I think here I just trade away that Ultra Ball as well, get that thing out of here, and then we got Parallel. I can just first impression my opponent. That seems really good. I don't think there's any point in paralleling right now and limiting my damage output. I think I just Floatstone, first impression, and then I have Guzma for game if my opponent doesn't do anything. And in order for them to go down in prizes, they have to do Guzma, which then just leaves me with game. So I think this is definitely the right play here. No point in really playing the field blower. I feel like that's fine just to keep just in case. So let's just first impression here. And now we are in a spot where we got the game clutched out so long as my opponent does not heal this thing or remove that Guzma from my hand. But more Nintendo Direct, more super sweet stuff, man. Smash for the Switch is coming out. That was insane. Like, I was blown away. The new Splatoon updates all look super sweet as well. I was just like on cloud nine watching that, totally blown away. And as many of you guys know who have been watching my Twitter feed, I've been playing a little bit of Rocket League as well. It's just been a really fun game to me. It's like the perfect combination of like Mario Kart and soccer. Like, I really like Mario Kart and I really like soccer, and it just feels like a very fun combination of those things to me. And, well, my opponent, they kind of know that they are stuck in a corner there, and they just went ahead and scooped it up. But speaking of other fun things to come, I'm going to be streaming again this weekend. I'm really excited about it. Streaming last weekend was really fun in celebration of 30,000 subscribers. So I'm going to be doing another stream this weekend, probably on Saturday. So make sure to look out for that. And also, I'm going to be getting my Etsy store going as well. A lot of people on Twitter have been asking me about a different run of the Misty playmat that I did. You can see that on my Twitter now at enjoyfriend, ENJOY friend. It's my pinned tweet. And I said just to leave your name in there if you want to get notified when I have that second run of Misty playmats going. But those are actually going to be live. I'm going to do a new order for them through my Etsy shop this weekend during the stream. So you could check out the stream if you're interested in the Misty playmat. You could place an order for them on the Etsy shop then, and that's how I'm going to be doing that. So shout out to the first 25 people who bought them, who cleaned me out of my first run, doing a bigger run the second time around, so there should be plenty to go. But I'm going to be ordering a ton of stuff because I got booked for this like PokeCon thing in September as well, and I want to have lots of merchandise to bring down to PokeCon. It's in Louisiana, and it's going to be a good time. Really excited about that. Apparently, there's a lot of exciting guests being booked, so I'm definitely stoked on that as well. But anyways, thank you all for watching the video. Gonna show off the deck list real quick. And you kind of saw there, you know, even though my opponent in that game went for the advantage early with a stand-in Zoroark, giving them some heavy hitters, just having more Zoroark in play definitely favored me better. You can see that's why Parallel City is also so good, just being able to limit what your opponent has access to throughout the course of the game. I mean, Parallel City, you can make them have to remove a whole Zoroark or something like that, especially on a turn where you Guzma. If you like Guzma up a Lele for knockout and then parallel your opponent at the same time, it's pretty likely that they'll have to remove something valuable. So Parallel's really clutch in that matchup. You saw Max Potion come in really clutch as well. I believe this list is put together by Riley Hulbert, so shout out to Riley, who actually plays Zoroark decks and not me. So anyways, thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to let me know what you guys think of this deck. Are you excited for this stream? I am. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you all for watching the video. Peace.